All right. Let's reheat this bad boys. You know,
Get
like
up in here.
if you reheat French fries in a microwave,
Yeah,
not as good. But if
at
you
all.
throw them in an air fryer,
the air fryer,
back to life.
Back to life?
Do you have an air fryer?
I don't.
You
I
know,
need to
like
get one.
you hear people talk about it,
Yeah.
and it's like that's the most boring conversation ever. I don't want to talk about air fryers, but you get one. and
I
you
think
go,
it's like when I
you gotta
cook,
have one.
I usually cook like on the stove or in the oven. Like I'm not really frying stuff really anymore. Like, and so like the house I'm at now, they have a gas stove there.
Mhm.
So my apartment was all electric stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I prefer to cook on a gas stove.
Yeah. Same
So
here, dude.
to be able to the heat control and all that.
Yeah.
And so I just like I really haven't had a need for an air fryer.
Dude, it'll change your life. Those hot pockets
Yeah.
will come to life.
I think that's the thing too because I don't buy stuff
Like frozen stuff to throw.
frozen stuff that much now.
Yeah. You know, but
Yeah.
you can do some stuff in it that I'm like, oh, okay.
It's also like a crock pot.
Yeah.
Like
you
crock
know,
pot, you can do a lot of stuff with the crock pot.
yeah, but like, what are you gonna do
Yeah.
for you to do a crock? I'm gonna do a whole roast.
Yeah, do a whole roast. Which that's the thing too. When I cook, like I had to learn portion control because I really don't have portion control when I cook.
yeah. And then cooking, yeah, it's a different thing when you're cooking for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
then you're
I could
cooking
cook for a lot of
just
people
you.
easy. But when
Yeah.
it's like when I had to cut down to like just me, I'm just like, all right.
Whoa! Did you hear that?
Uh,
Oh no, you didn't hear that. Okay, you're good.
But yeah, when it comes down for cooking for like me or one other person, it's
Yeah.
like
It's weird. It's like,
I don't know.
how do I'm gonna open up half a can of a
Yeah.
thing and then like put, you know, like,
Yeah, I gotta redo my measurements. And everything.
shoot.
Get another sip of this real quick.
All right. How's this coffee? It's better than that cherry stuff.
I've never had cherry coffee before.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Don't do it. Is that a self-eating mug?
Yeah. This is grown mug stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw the lights. I was like, wait.
Yeah, like it's got like 3
You got a
different
speaker
settings.
on that mug?
They stole this off of a TV show. You know, like they just watch
Yeah.
stuff on the TV show and like,
Yeah.
let's make that happen.
Let's make it happen.
And it's the same thing for like Back to the Future when they're like watching TV,
Yeah.
or and then the his boss comes in on the TV and it's like, yo, that's
Yeah.
straight up FaceTime, dude.
FaceTime, bro.
All right, hey, hold on.
Father.
I think I need to close this door over here.
Fix it in post.
Fix it in post. Fix it in post, Joe Angel. All right.
Right.
I was gonna ask you something. Oh, are you watching the time? Is there a time on there?
Yeah, it's time.
What time is it right now?
It's 9:05.
All right.
Right. Here we go. In 3, 2, and what? Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Podcast. It's me, Joe Angel, with my co-host Al. And as you can see, you can finally see us now.
Here's me face.
Here's
as
me face.
Aussie Man Reviews says,
Aussie.
here's me. Have you ever seen this guy?
Yeah, dude, that guy's awesome.
It's so great.
He's awesome.
Hey, by the way, Anime Me is a podcast where Joe Angel teaches us how to love and watch anime, one episode of it at a time.
One
and
episode at a time. Speaking of one, guys.
1 year at a time.
Oh,
look at
that. Probably have to zoom
It's
in.
falling down. It's like, we barely made it.
Barely
like
made
this
it,
balloon,
good.
we're
Yeah.
just...
Guys, 52 episodes later. It's crazy. I had to look up how many things were in a year.
52?
52.
52.
52. That's how long we've been doing this. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, that means we had a couple recap episodes maybe.
Yeah. We've had a
So,
couple recaps.
How many actual animes have I?
Let's
I have
see.
it here, and I could count it, but I'm
No,
gonna
it'll
let you
be-
do some math.
It'll be 52, I think.
You think so?
Because remember our pilot, we actually
Oh,
did 3.
Those are the unreleased.
Those are
Let's-
unreleased.
That's gonna be on the Snyder Cut. okay?
Snyder Cut.
That's super dark.
Super dark, guys. But yeah, no, I think it's 52.
52. That's wild. It didn't feel like that. And
Doesn't.
if I sat here without looking at my notes, I don't think I could. I don't think I could write down everyone we watched. Can you write down everyone? Yeah, of course you can. I mean, you made the list.
I made the list.
You gave me the list. You have the list somewhere, but do you have it in your mind?
In my mind's eye.
And whatever.
I could probably name almost 40.
40 of them?
It's early right now, guys.
Oh, dude. Once again, by the way, early again.
Early morning.
You know, this is
our morning face right now.
Yeah, it's a morning face. There's also like, we got morning sunlight coming in.
That's natural. What is it? When is golden hour technically?
Golden hour is between the hours of sunset.
Sunset?
Whatever that is for you, wherever you are. Because it's like the sun starts going down, and it's like if the sun goes down at 8, you want the hours between 7 and 8, or 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Because the sun starts to set.
Depending on where
and everything starts to glow. You don't get any hard shadows.
Yeah.
I know this because of photography, and I'm married to a photographer. But I don't know
exactly.
I don't know anything else.
And
I think that, and I'm just making that up.
Other than what she tells me.
The gold. Casey Musgraves has a song about golden hours. That's the only thing I know about golden hour.
What's that?
There's another song.
Just came out.
There's another golden hour song though. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I have it on my playlist.
Do you?
Yeah, I have that I have
one,
and I have like a remix version.
Is it the one that it's like on the memes? You know what I'm talking about? The meme, like they put it to videos, and people are like doing funny little videos with it. And
I know the guy's like all like doused in glitter.
The guy who does the song. Yeah. It's not. He doesn't. Does he? Is he doused in glitter, or is he wearing a glitter outfit?
I think he's like painted, painted gold. He's got gold glitter all over.
I'm thinking of somebody else. He's the guy that goes. You seen that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. What's he doing?
I think that was a Russian guy. Or
German
guy.
Switzerland. Yeah. It's somewhere European.
Yeah.
And he wears that outfit on the regular.
On the regular, guys.
Hey, by the way, this is probably the only second or third time that we've done a live, like not live, but like face to face in person.
Fourth time.
Because for those of you who've been listening, we're usually doing this like
remotely, guys.
We're doing this far away from each other.
Far away.
And this is special, you know. And so because of that, Joe Angel and I don't know where to put our eyes.
Yeah, we don't know because we're used to not looking or being in the same room with each other. So.
I usually do this with my eyes closed. And even when we just recently started doing it with the video, so I can see each other now.
Yeah.
Which I think helps.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, no, you talk.
You talk.
No, you talk.
How you talk.
No, but you.
Yeah. Yeah, doing it no video with just sound, it's like hard to gauge.
It's being on a phone call. And nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody's on a phone call for like
everybody does Zoom meetings now.
Yeah, a Zoom meeting. Let me see you.
That's when you just find a picture of where it says reconnecting. You just put that as your picture.
So that you don't have to be there. Nobody wants to be in that Zoom meeting.
No, nobody does. Oh, man. Well, speaking of meetings, speaking of Zooms, let's get into what we're here for. And that is a recap of one whole year. So, where do you stand as far as your perception goes of anime from the first time till now?
Okay, I'll try to be. I gotta think about this, like, because when we first started this podcast, I was kind of like, you know, I watched kind of casually, and I think I've kind of switched. I've made a slow progression to like and we've talked about this before, but like I think I have this kind of very Western or very American perspective on anime that I think a lot of us casual people or people who don't want to watch or don't watch anime will kind of equate it to cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, you wake up with Saturday morning cartoons and you know, they're all silly and they're geared towards kids. And, you know, it's a kid's show in a kid hours. You turn on the cartoon channel, put a kid in front of it and you go, here you go. Here, this is for you. And by the way, don't watch this thing late at night on USA or TNT because that's adult stuff.
That's why they put us to bed early.
Yeah. You know, like, okay, you had your cartoons in the morning. I got my cartoons at night.
Yeah.
And so having to overcome that is probably, I think I made the switch. I think that's the biggest perspective shift in me for like watching anime and going, this is not a cartoon. This is just a show.
Yeah.
This is just, you know, it could be a drama. It can be a comedy. It can be silly, but it also can be so much more.
Yeah.
And so kind of trying to find myself, having to erase or reimagine what that is, what I'm watching. Because, with most other cartoons, even cartoons that I was watching, they've recently redone X-Men.
Oh, 97. Yeah, X-Men 97. I think that's a continuation, though.
So, watching the old ones, I don't know. I went back and watched some of the old stuff. And the old stuff is kind of adult. Not adult, but, it's more dramatic than you think as a cartoon. There are people in ties. They got ties. Yeah. They got jeans on.
Suits, ties.
So, they're, serious.
They got lives.
But, you watch it as a kid and you go, oh, this cartoon is so cool. But not knowing that there's, a lot of political moves and and there's some drama to it, Yeah.
Focus on the explosions and the fighting.
Yeah. And that's kind of where we were on that. And just kind of but I watched it as a kid, and then now they're redoing it, and then they're dealing with some real adult themed things. And you get that with anime. You get a bunch of drama. You're not going to get a whole lot of drama with SpongeBob or, the Fairly Odd Parents. I'm trying to think of other ones. Cat Dog. What else?
Crazy shit.
I'm trying to think of any other cartoons that we grew up on that were just they're just silliness.
I would say
Bugs Bunny
Courage the Cowardly Dog is kind of scary.
Yeah,
it was it's scary.
It was kind of freaky. I remember watching some of that and I was like,
some of the stuff they came up with that, I was like, bruh.
It was kind of freaky. But it was also silly though. Yeah. It's extreme. He's drawn a little purple, and he's tiny and bouncy and it's goofy. But I'm trying to think of some of these animes, Metallic Rouge. It's serious. Yeah. It's a whole world. It's a different universe, and
they're taking real world problems.
Yeah, real world problems. Yeah,
implementing them into the show.
Yeah, and it's just a story, and it's just a show. It's more than. It's not a cartoon. It's not a cartoon. And I'm guessing I don't know. Is that a fight, or is that a thing for people who watch anime with other people who are what are you doing watching cartoons?
Yeah, that's because it's the stigma.
Is there a stigma?
It's the stigma of the people who don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
They just see it as, oh, that's just a cartoon.
That's silly.
Why you're grown man
that's for kids.
Cartoons. Yeah. But versus as people who are actually in it, they know the stories are in depth. The characters have real problems. They have real growth. Sometimes it gets more serious than other shows that are in America. As far as real life goes.
And because it spans such a large, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's just you don't just have, silliness.
Yeah.
And you don't have, it's not just drama. It's somewhere in between. Some of it's real life. Some of it's real specific and because it has where it runs a gamut of so many different genres that you could plug yourself into a thing and go, that's the thing that I kind of enjoy or resound with. And because of that, you can find yourself, drawn into it and find your place in it and accept it as a real, real media, real entertainment, and not just oh, I'm going to throw this on and, it's Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. No, I think it also comes down to the characters and the stories around them.
Yeah.
Because you find certain characters that you want to be like. Yeah. For instance, of course, everybody knows Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin. All those characters are people's inspirations almost.
Yeah.
You have some people will start working out and start training martial arts stuff because of those characters, because they want to be like them. They want to implement them. And that's just another thing too. It's part of growing up too, because right now anime is super accessible. We got all the apps. We got just a bunch of stuff that's coming out. It's even now coming to movie theaters here, which is a recent thing. But back then, anime was that thing. It was the stigma. If you watched it, you're a nerd. Yeah, it's cartoons.
The fact that you said that, I was just thinking that. It's inspiration. That's what I'm getting. It's inspirational. You're not getting a whole lot of inspiration from Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show. Nah. Nobody wants to grow up to be Bugs Bunny. You know what I'm saying? You know what?
I don't know, man. That Space Jam movie was
Hey, they did beat monsters. Straight up out of this world. Monstars. That is inspirational. Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Or do you want to ask me another question?
Well, speaking of, because I know you brought up the media thing, so that was one of my questions is, do you find yourself watching anime over other forms of media that we have here?
I think And the short answer, yes. Because used to, okay, so I'm married, right?
Yeah.
I have a spouse. And when you're married, you end up having to watch
shows.
You have shows together.
Yeah.
Like, these are the shows we watch together. Don't get ahead of me, and don't watch it without me. And also, you have your own show.
Yeah.
You go, okay, now you're at work or you're out and about. I'm going to put on my shows that I don't think you would really enjoy. And used to, that was kind of like taken up by just a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, like I just watch a lot of YouTube, just like, you know, a guy rebuilding a go-kart or a wagon. You know, it's like, look at this rusty wagon, and they're just cleaning. This is me watching somebody cleaning like an old rusted can opener.
Have you ever seen the videos of the guy just cleaning the carpet?
The satisfying videos? Yeah, it's kind of dope. I was gonna say, like, they're good though, and it's just a bunch of
I think
nothing.
that might just kill world. Like, bro, what kind of vacuum cleaner?
Oh,
what
yeah,
are you
dude,
using right there?
You're
Is
just
that cleaner?
yeah. If you're at a certain age and you what is this vacuum video? But now we're like enthralled. Like, oh, dude, he's gonna get that color back in that carpet. Oh, dude, it used to be gray. Now it's red.
That's red.
Woo. So yeah, like now I have my own shows. Like I've had some other shows. I have to watch anything scary by myself, and they're scary anime. You know,
They're scary. Anime.
And sometimes
October, guys.
October, yes. What do we have a name for that? Fear Fest.
Fear Fest. I don't think we had a name for that.
Toyota-thon.
Toyota.
That's in October, I'm pretty sure. Oktoberfest. We'll just take one of those. We'll steal them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, having my option of my own show is become a real thing, as opposed to just like nonsense on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly because it's become more my own. I wondered if she would probably get into it.
Yeah.
If she'd actually, and I kind of like for her to watch it, but the fact that it's kind of mine,
I do have some.
I like that.
That I'm gonna send you when we do them. I want you to watch
to see if
her.
both of us can watch it. Man,
I really do want to come back to Corpse of Empires because
I know because she knows the whole thing. I wanted to too.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I was like, you got to see this because the whole Frankenstein thing and being an English teacher. I think it's that stigma. You know, the fact that I was able to get over this perspective of, oh, it's cartoons. Yeah. It's more than just, you know, it's not a cartoon.
Yeah.
This can be, you know,
like it's got stuff.
There's some depth.
Yeah.
Or there's real storytelling.
Yeah. It also does seem like more of a guy thing too.
Yeah, is it? You know, is anime watching, you know, dominated by men? Like, do you think there's probably more men? I mean, like
there might be more men, just because like shonen's kind of more like in the forefront.
It seems like it dominates.
Yeah, but there are like a good number of female anime watchers.
I can see that. I mean, like
that also enjoy like the shonen stuff too.
Yeah,
but I think it's just like you said, it's just that stigma. It's the thing where that's the guy thing.
Yeah, you know, that's for boys.
Yeah,
but it's because like you're saying, it was probably created by a guy for guys. Yeah, at the very beginning, and a lot of it was, and now that we have more, you know, female-driven characters, and you know, maybe even female like manga writers and all that kind of stuff, they kind of. And changing perspective.
Plus, a lot of the voice actors from Japan are females.
But that like is interesting though too. Yeah. Like it's all like written for guys by guys, but then voiced by women. Yeah. Right? Because Goku's with that high pitched voice. I'm not here for it. Okay, I'm not here for it. I'm only here for the dub, and I want a deep, gravelly voice. If you're shooting a spirit bomb, yeah, like this right here. And then the muscles, and then the voice, if it don't match. I'm going to have a hard time. All right, Joe Angel. But, okay, so I've been watching it for only a year. Yeah. And I find myself kind of, you know, watching it a little bit more on my own. I have actually, now that I think about it, there are some shows that I've watched with no prompting. I found it myself. I go, I'm going to watch this show. And I'm going to just, you know, like, see what I think about this show. Yeah. Like, with no kind of, hey, you should watch this. Nobody told me. I just found it, and I was like, put it on. And you know what? Freaking love it. I'll tell you about it later, off screen, because maybe I might watch all of it and learn everything about it, and then learn you about the show.
Like I said, man, we might do one episode or 1 month
with me
year.
giving you.
You giving me the stuff.
Yeah. I like this. I could come up with 4.
Yeah.
4 of them.
4.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how long? What's the journey like? Give me when it started, when it got serious for you, and when, and how long has this been? Watching anime.
So back in 1657.
they were silent. They were picture
moving pictures. No, so it started when I was younger. When I was a kid, I would be at my grandma's house on Saturdays because my parents worked, so she would watch me. But my grandma only speaks Spanish. She does speak English, but she mainly speaks Spanish. So when I'll go over there Saturday mornings, would throw on Telemundo, and I would watch Dragon Ball Z in Spanish.
Was Dragon Ball Z on Telemundo before it was like...
Yeah, because Dragon Ball Z...
It's big in Mexico.
Yeah. So real quick side, Dragon Ball Z is like huge in Mexico.
Like they do do like watch parties.
Yeah, like whenever Super came out, whenever Goku fought Jiren. Yeah. Like when that final fight had, like Mexico, like there's this whole thing where Mexico, like they actually told like the government, I think, to be like
that you can't.
Hey, you can't
stream this.
You
like
can't. Yeah, I can't have multiple streams there. Then so eventually they made a deal to where they had like, I think it was at a stadium or something. They allowed them to have the showing there, and so it was jam packed.
So
but yeah, Dragon Ball Z is super huge in Mexico.
And I'm wondering. I'm guessing it was like probably there before America,
I think so.
And kind of.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I would watch Dragon Ball Z in Spanish, which was pretty cool.
I'm trying
to remember.
Do you remember the
other
voices?
Animes because there were other ones, but
okay.
I mainly remember watching Dragon Ball Z.
Was Goku's voice pretty good?
It was pretty good.
Did he have a mustache?
Yeah. I wish he did.
Oh, man, dude,
he had a mustache. He was a little bit tanner.
Yeah, he's Mexican. I think he's Mexican. You know, like the way he eats.
But yeah, so I would watch Dragon Ball Z, and then when I got older, Toonami started becoming a thing after school. Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Gundam, Ronin Warriors, which Ronin Warriors was a show. It was kind of Power Rangers-esque. They had 5 guys. I think it was 5. But they each had like kind of their own kind of like samurai shogun armor type thing. And when I got older, I tried to look for it. I couldn't find it under the name I remembered it on. And it was under some other name. But I always remember that. Did you find it? I ended up finding it, but for a second I thought I was going crazy.
Dude, okay, Toonami. Was it the robot? Was that his?
Yeah, it's Tom.
Was it?
His name is Tom.
Tom.
Yeah.
The most boringest robot name. Thomas the robot.
Thomas the robot.
I did not know that. Like I remember seeing it kind of like it would, I guess was it late at night when they were doing Toonami? It was like
they had the after school Toonami kind of clean and stuff like that, but. Then I think before Adult Swim actually became Adult Swim, they had Toonami at midnight, which that would show like the blood and some other stuff. They say a little bit more words. But yeah, just because of censorship and stuff, so they would have to clean it up during the day, then at night.
I'm trying to think because I remember watching Cartoon Network when I was really young, and it was only just like silliness, and I'd never seen that. Like, you could watch cartoons all day. It was like a 24-hour cartoon. 24 hours. It was for us. Yeah. You know, for us kids. And then I started seeing some of this other stuff. Like, I would kind of catch some of the... I never really watched any of it, but I remember seeing just like... it may have been Gundam. Or... some other shows, and I would always see like just little ads, and the ads were the craziest, weirdest. Were they right? Like, and I still don't.
The way they would structure the ads, like Tom would be talking, but then there would just be like just clips and stuff from the show, like fight scenes.
It was great marketing. Intense. I was just like, oh, what is like, this? That's not George of the Jungle, bro. I remember that.
But so got into that, and then when I actually kind of like. Started figuring out, this is anime. I think I was probably in middle school, high school. That's when I actually started realizing, this is a genre by itself. Okay. And so...
when did that go into reading the manga? Like, did you... Because you got into it after you started getting into the anime. Yeah. And then you find yourself, like searching out anime. And then, what, did you find out that, actually they write these as a book form first?
I've always seen it. Because we had a local shop here, rest in peace, called Hastings, Missy.
Dude, Hastings. Dude. Oh, snap. Man, sometimes I remember, like, I'm, like, playing my guitar. I'm like, dude, I need some guitar strings.
Yeah. I always go to Hastings.
Hastings had everything. Dude. Records, books.
Everything. All you need. Records, books, movies.
Everything that's on stuff. Everything that's on Amazon, but, like.
In a store.
Yeah, right, but right now.
But right now. like faster than same day delivery.
You could get it delivered as fast as your car could get there. Okay? Like, that's how fast.
But yeah, I remember seeing him there. I remember seeing him in like the libraries and stuff. And then I can't remember what the first book I read, but I remember starting to like get into it. And then when I actually started getting into the shows, like my favorite, like Bleach and Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, like I started like picking those out and reading it. And then that was like around high school. Mm-hmm. And then graduated, got a job, and then I would spend like $60-$70 each paycheck just buying manga.
How did you, so were you watching it in high school? You kind of got a little bit more into it, but like I'm not gonna say how old you are, Joe Angel, but this was back in the day when they didn't have streaming services.
Nah, I had to search that.
You had to search. You got to go on let's not say the names, but Pirate Bay used to be with. Remember Pirate Bay?
LimeWire.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't. I heard of it. We never.
People talk about
these things. I've never seen. Yeah. But yeah, you had to search it out like that.
Yeah, I had to like go through.
What are you going like just searching anime shows? Yeah. Shows from Japan, or did you have actual names?
I had actual like titles and stuff because I had I had my go-to website that had a lot of anime, so I would go to that website.
Is it still a website?
No, it's gone now.
Give us the name. What was the name? Of this?
Kiss Anime.
Was it
Kiss Anime?
Kiss Anime.
I think that's what it's. I know there's Kiss Anime. There's some other anime ones that I've had. I can't remember now, but I know some of those sites started dying.
That's it. I mean, I'm guessing ever since streaming became a thing, you probably put them at
a... And then like Region Lock 2 started to become a thing because YouTube used to be able to watch a bunch of stuff from everywhere else.
Okay.
But now things started getting Region Lock, so videos we're able to find back in the day on YouTube are Region Lock now.
Oh, yeah. They were like, this is back. It was the Wild West back then, and everything was just like, put it on the internet.
Yeah, throw it on it. If it's not internet, you can get it.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can get whatever you. I mean, some stuff that you shouldn't be getting. You know, like
it's crazy times back then.
They were like, whoa, people are building things that they shouldn't be building.
But yeah, so it's been a long ride.
And so you've gotten me. It's been a year.
Yeah,
and you've gotten me a year closer to becoming a weeb. Though I'm not good at it. You know, I'm still learning. Yeah, I've talked to a couple people and they're like, you know, they know that I do this podcast and they're like, hey, have you watched this? And, you know, what did you think about this? And then they started throwing out names and I'm like, oh gosh. Like, I'm watching the show, but I don't remember the names. I really am watching and they're like, yeah, you know, blue-haired girl and the guy that looks like Vector, he's like, you know, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I go, yeah, but I'm still a noob. Like, I'm not a weeb like you are. I don't have a notebook with all the names of things. Oh, wait, I do. But like, I'm still, you know, kind of learning. So, and you got me into, but can you list off like how many people you've gotten into anime? Like, hey, you should watch this. Can you think about that? Or is it just like anybody? You preach the gospel to everybody.
Preach the gospel. Spread the word of anime.
Yeah, the good word of anime.
See, of course, my little brothers. I'm the oldest. So
family first.
Family first. I've gotten some friends into it with the shows I've watched. So we talked about.
But they're like legit watching it themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like, even like now, my brothers will like, hey, what's this anime about? And I'll be like, what?
And they're watching something that you
they'll be like, oh, hey, if you watch this, and it'll be like something new or something like obscure.
That's cool.
Which is cool because that was the thing too. Like I found like a lot of obscure stuff that wasn't so what's the word I'm looking for popular. Yeah, that wasn't so popular. So I've had like some of those underrated ones that I've watched that I've loved. I know one of the ones I'm trying to think. It had the word quartet in it. It started with a Y. I found the manga recently of it because I've been trying to remember this name, but like for the life of me, I can't.
Is it four guys with little top hats singing? Is it Barbershop Quartet?
Barbershop Quartet.
Just four guys, just like superpowers, but really they just use it to sing.
It's like one guy. There's a chick with a scarf. I remember her. The dude is like powerful-esque. I think it was only one season because I remember the story coming to like watching it all. It seems like kind of feel like an ending. I remember that ending. Same thing with this movie I watched a long time ago too. It wasn't Ninja Scroll. It wasn't any of the classics.
Just some.
But I just remember the ending of it. I remember like certain parts of it. I had no idea.
Okay, this reminds me. This isn't on my list of questions, so I'm about to hit you with a left field, and it's nothing crazy. Yeah. But what is the weirdest anime or manga you've ever like? Because there's some really obscure. Like I was on Crunchyroll, and I was kind of just scrolling. You know, what I mean, you can scroll for hours, forever, and it's just like you've talked about it. It's only just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Of anime on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, just whatever they have. Yeah.
But like some of these titles are like the craziest, longest, like
so specific,
no sense. Like I'm a toothbrush and I'm in love with the pencil.
Yeah,
and it's like what is this? What are you? That's not even a story. What is you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like have you watched any of these like really weird? Like this isn't. He's like this is even weird for me, and I've been watching anime for 20 plus years.
I'm trying to think.
Chainsaw Man.
Nah, Chainsaw Man's
Lucky Star,
pretty
bro.
accurate. Lucky Star is hilarious in the fact that it's so like slice of life.
By the way, I have a great one for us. Hopefully you haven't watched it yet because I started watching this one and it is like each episode's probably like 35 seconds long. Or something crazy.
I don't know. I feel like as you get more into anime and watching it,
it's all regular to you.
Like
it's all normal.
The stuff you end up finding that's like obscure or underrated, you're just like, yeah, that seems pretty accurate.
It's not weird anymore.
Yeah, it's not
like,
weird.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He's a bowl of soup and he wears a top hat. You know, like what do you mean?
Like I remember watching Sergeant Frog for the first time. That was cool. So I was like, well, this is anime just about frogs.
Like, come to find out he's not a frog. He's just an alien. You know? He looks like a frog.
There's some other stuff. Those pitfalls. You guys know what I'm talking about.
See, I'm still learning.
There's certain words that if you hear, you cannot follow.
Like I've seen memes about other stuff.
Yeah.
Like now that I've been watching anime more regularly, I've seen like things that I don't understand. Like it's like they'll make reference to a show or make reference to like anime and watching and stuff. And like I guess there's like tropes that happen. And we had like maybe we brushed the surface just a little bit. I'm thinking like Ouran High School. Like there was some stuff that happened in that show and I was kind of like, that seems very anime and I don't get it. And this might happen more, you know, this might happen more regularly, like a brother-sister thing that happened. And I was like, no. And I've seen jokes about it and I'm like, what? You know, like, so there's some things that I'm still kind of new to. And I'm guessing that's probably what you're talking about, where it's just like some weird stuff.
Yeah.
There's
some stuff that's like,
it kind of like, it's okay. So you live in a small town and there's not that many people in that small town. And so not a lot of weird things happen.
Yeah.
But then if you live in a big city with tons of people, there's more people, so there's more chances of weird things happening.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of anime and they've been making anime for, you know, forever, there's going to be some weird ones, right? Like you're going to have some, I mean, somebody should be Chris Hansen should be out there knocking on anime doors. You know? You know? Where's Chris Hansen out there just like, hey, you can't make that. You can't be.
He needs to be at the studio.
Yeah, he's just like watching. Like, what are you doing? What are you animating there?
Stop that!
Yes, I'm drawing. Get this man. Lock this man up.
But yeah, no, there's stuff out there like that I've fallen victim to.
But
that's like you said, that's back then, Wild West days. To where,
you were just like, you didn't know what
people were just kind of throwing out names. Yeah. Oh, hey, watch this. All right. And you go and look like, oh, throw this computer away.
Well, the FBI is going to be looking for this guy.
Oh, man.
All right, you got any more questions for me, or where we at?
Yeah, let's do it. So now it's been a year. It's been a while since we did our top 10.
Yeah, and we've already established that we've watched over 50
episodes,
and we did a top 10 in like the end of the year, which was
So it's our New Year's
December, January episode. Yeah. And
we've done recaps, but we haven't like officially redone the list.
All right. Well, so should we recap our top 10s before, or should we just go ahead and give us our new top 10? How are we doing on time?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
You're just saying that. You know, like I got all day.
All right. So we're our old top 10. You want to start with me, or you want to start with you?
Let's start with you.
All right. My top 10 was Comey at number 1,
Mm-hmm.
Bleach at number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Nisekoi at 3, Zom 100 at 4, the DBZA special we watched, that was at number 5.
Uh-huh.
Then we got Way of the House Husband, followed by Demon Slayer. Then I had Fire Force at 8, Ghost Stories at 9, and Soul Eater at number 10.
Okay.
I got your list if you don't got it.
I missed your 4. What was number 4?
Zom 100.
Zom. Okay.
Zam, which by the way, I'm on the manga on that one. Good. Caught up.
Oh, so good.
Did love it.
I bet. All right. Okay, give me yours. Give me mine.
All right, so your top 10, Comey at number 1,
Okay.
Ghost Stories at number 2, Demon Slayer at number 3,
Uh-huh.
Fire Force at 4,
Okay.
Way the House Husband at 5,
Yeah.
Zom 100 at 6.
Yep.
Then you had Empire of Corpses at 7.
Interesting.
Then you had the DBZA special at number 8. Then you got Bleach at number 9 and Naruto at number 10.
Okay. Ours are pretty similar at this point.
Yeah, at this point they weren't, because we hadn't watched that much.
Yeah, and this is the top 10 of the stuff that we've watched.
Yeah, that we watched together.
Because your top 10 outside of this is probably...
Yeah, vastly different.
Is it vastly... Are any of these in your actual top 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Like
ones that we
outside of-
watched, and then ones that we have watched up until now with the new list. Some of these are actually on my list.
Okay.
Some of them have made the list.
Okay, so but this is all I've only watched.
Yeah.
So this is top 10
Yeah,
for me, just
top
from
10.
a year.
For a year, guys. 1 year.
All right, so should I go with my
Do I
new
go with
top
your
10
new one?
or
Yeah.
we go with your new?
We'll go with
10?
yours because, like I said, mine's like more drastically
Yeah.
changed.
Mine. Yeah. That. Yes. Okay. Let's see. We'll start with my number 10.
Start with number 10.
This is last place,
Last place, guys.
but not
DS.
though. Yeah. D. Yeah. A. Let's do. What was that? TRL.
TRL?
You don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you gotta
About
know
it, no.
about
You don't know
that.
about music videos.
Music videos?
Actually, you know what? I do watch a lot of YouTube, and that's where music videos live now. Music videos live on YouTube now. That or Vimeo. Like I they still drop them.
Yeah, they still
drop them. They're
They
just
still put
not
money
on
in them,
TV.
yeah.
They're not on TV. They're on your computer
YouTube,
or your
yeah.
phone. So, all right, but this is on your phone and now on your TV. Because look at us.
Look at us, guys.
Here we go. Number 10, Odd Taxi. That pushes out. This is gonna push out quite a few of mine.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know how many more we've watched since that recap.
Yeah.
Since that's like we've probably watched like another 12 to 16 new animes.
Yeah.
If not more.
If not, probably more.
Probably more.
It's like over 20, I think.
Golly. So since this last, that last top 10,
Yeah.
we've watched 20 more, and Odd Taxi was one of the new ones, and it squeaked in.
Yeah.
And it's still rising because it's so new, and I'm still watching it. Like I'm still in the middle of and it's gained a little bit on me.
Tell me. Is it the free stuff?
It's also very weird. So let's just blow through this. Let's keep going. Devil is a Part-Timer. Number 9.
Number 9.
Super funny. Is this right?
Wait,
This ain't right.
I think that's mine.
This is yours. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what, Joe Angel? Cut it.
Cut it.
This
Cut
ain't
it.
right. I'm reading yours. Here we go.
Here we go.
Crayon Shin-Chan. That's my number
That's
10.
who you're at.
Crayon Shin-Chan. That show. I mean, it would. I think it could probably sneak up higher than top 10
Yeah.
if I could find where I can.
You can find where you can watch it.
If I'm at to be old school Joe Angel and jump on some LimeWire to try to download, or what was the other one? Nah, Napster was just music, right?
Yeah, I think that was
could
just
get
music. Yeah.
But like, I need to be able to find this like more accessible.
Yeah.
Because I've watched a few clips just on YouTube, and people have gotten away where you can they'll stream like 3 minutes of each, and you gotta watch each clip.
Gotta watch 15 videos.
I don't know if this like skirts. I don't know if they're skirting the the legality of it all by like putting it as clips. And
I think it comes out of fair use.
yeah, it's fair use when it's only 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You can only show 3 minutes. Like, well, I'll show 3 minutes of it.
In 15 videos.
yeah, and I'll watch it. Dude, that show is freaking hilarious, man. And a little wrong too, but so right. Okay, now we're at number 9, Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi. Wasn't that far off.
No, not too far off. Yeah. So, pretty fun. I should have put the episode name next to each one of these because there's a corresponding podcast that we've done for each one of these. So, number 7, Comey Can't Communicate. Long fall.
Long fall.
From number 1 to number 7.
I will say that one I am caught up on the manga on that one too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in its final stages. I'm kind of sad.
Okay, they're wrapping it up. I mean, I've loved this show, and I still do. It may be because I'm so new. It's probably a little too slice of lifey for me.
Yeah.
So, I guess it kind of drops for me a little bit. Number 6, Shangri-La Frontier. That's correct. Yes. Am I already on number 6?
Number 6. Shin-Chan.
Shin-Chan.
All Taxi.
Uh-huh.
Komi. What's number 7?
No, wait. 10.
Yeah.
9. I skipped 8. This early in the morning, dude. Like, it's too much. Number 8 is Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories.
Then it's Komi.
Then Komi.
So number 8 is Ghost Stories.
It's funny.
It could be up there.
Yeah.
That one, these were tough for me to go back and forth with.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Ghost Stories is one that I recommend to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, even if you don't like, if you think anime is dumb but people could get behind
that is the one where English dub.
Yeah, and that's probably why it
Yeah.
stays and could be higher up in my list because it is like, it was made for English.
Yeah.
Like made for,
The
remade.
English dub was
Go back and watch our
specifically
first.
Go back
listen,
and watch
listen
our
to
pilot episode. Can a ghost be a pilot?
Yeah, or watch Ghost Stories. Find Ghost Stories,
Yeah.
watch it, and then listen to our podcast because that was our first one, and
Yeah.
it blew my mind. We watched that live.
Yeah, that was
together,
the first time we recorded together.
and then we did a recording.
Yeah.
That one's pretty special. So maybe I might move it up. Number 7 is Komi. We know why it dropped from number 1 to number 7.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Shangri-La Frontier.
Shangri-La Frontier. Yeah.
Super fun and funny.
Yeah.
And like, it's got this video game kind of vibe to
Aspect to
it.
it,
And it's
yeah.
the first like isekai that we
Yeah.
watched. So it's a different kind of genre. What is it? It's like you go from like real life into
A video game.
a video game, or real life into
or
like a
real life.
fantasy world.
Yeah, isekai is basically like real life into fantasy, and then the reverse isekai of that is fantasy into real life.
Which is what, like the devil.
Devil's Part-Timer kind of.
That,
It's like,
okay,
yeah.
it's like a reverse. Of
Yeah.
that. Okay, number 5, Fire Force.
Fire Force.
I think it was higher in my list beforehand.
You dropped it that one spot.
Only one spot.
Yeah.
And that's because we have some new ones.
Yeah.
It's still pretty fun. It's kind of funny that it's like super serious, and then sometimes it's like crazy silly. Like, I think if you listen back to our podcast on it, I was like, this show is very serious.
Yeah.
But the more I've watched, I was like, this show is
The fan service.
the
does
fan
get
service.
ridiculous.
I don't know what the name of this girl is, but she just can't keep her clothes on. like
the
trips,
most ridiculous way.
like the most ridiculous way.
That part is like Looney Tunes-esque.
Yeah, it is. It really is. That I every now and then I'm watching the show, and then the wife comes in, and she's like, I'm like watching it, like there's fire and there's explosions, and I'm like, oh yeah, and the sound is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at this. You look at the sound and how like amazing it is, and then like next thing you know, this girl's clothes is falling off. She's like, what are you watching here? I'm like,
that is one of the memes that goes around. It's like, when you're watching anime, it's the fight and all this other deep stuff. But when somebody walks in on you, it's the fan service part.
Yeah, it's the fan service
like,
part.
wait.
Which you told me before, the fan service is more like it got from anime from manga to anime.
Yeah.
Like it's more big.
Yeah, on certain ones, the fan service will be more prominent.
It's
than
like
it
amplified
was,
in the
anime than in the manga. The manga is usually more gory than the anime.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a tick for tat.
Yeah, kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. Now we're doing it. Now now we're in the groove here.
Yeah.
Zom 100.
Boom.
It could be higher. Once again, like all of these are so. It's like I have to go like 1A, 1B. It's hard to choose because these are all so good. And Zom 100 is so near and dear to my heart because it was one of the first, not first ones. We did this in October.
Yeah.
This was during Toyotathon.
Toyotathon.
And in the year of our Lord, I was instantly hooked.
Yeah.
And like from the first episode, because some of these animes that I'm starting to learn that when you first watch the first episode, and it's kind of like just kind of a warm up, just a preheat, and sometimes it's not really the best episode for you to like hook yourself into.
Yeah.
Because you get into that second episode, you're like, okay, now we're doing it. Now we're like, some of it's just like, just here's the names of all the people and this is what's happening.
Yeah.
But then you're getting background and so the more and more I watch the show, the more and more I started to love it. And then it ends and I'm wanting there to be more.
Yeah,
like
there
this
is
is
more.
Yeah, and there is more.
Yeah,
and you know about it, and you know, and I'm still go back and forth on like, do I want to read this manga, and like, does it feel like a spoiler? I can't tell. I mean, like, you read a book and you know what's happening in the book. Yeah. But like, do I want to see it? I don't know. I go back.
I think that's the difference between manga to anime and then books into like movies or shows. Sometimes they'll change some stuff here and there from manga to anime. Like I said, the goriness is toned down in anime. Sometimes the fan service is turned up in anime. Some stories that are in the anime aren't in a manga because those are the filler arcs. Yeah. So sometimes the anime is following the manga, so it catches up. So it needs to give time for the manga to go. So they do like a filler, like arc or whatever.
They're going to the beach.
They're going to the beach and stuff. But for the most part, they're following the storyline. Versus as like some books I've read and watched the movies of, to where they changed a lot of stuff. One of the ones being Hunger Games. I like.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah. I've heard. I didn't read the movie.
I read all 3 books before the first movie came out because I had a friend who was like, "Oh, you gotta watch this. You gotta read this. You gotta read this. These are gonna be good." So I read the whole series within the week, and I went and watched the movie, and I just like instantly became furious.
Are there? Could you list one anime really quickly that like from the manga to the anime it just didn't do it?
Let me see. Oh my god!
Or either dropped off for you.
Dropped off.
I'm gonna put one out there. Jujutsu Kaisen. I only know this because some of my friends watch. Or
I caught up. Yeah, I caught up on it. That one I like. I'm more in the anime than in the manga on that one.
Okay.
And so, but for the most part,
because I picked up like an anime or a manga and like flipped through it and I was like, this is so close to the anime. Yeah. Like, let's see here, which one? Where do I have that on my list? Because I'm talking about a very specific one, number 3. No, that's later on. But I picked it up and I go, this is. I mean, it's just like a black and white version of what I've seen. Yeah. And it's like it's so closely. It's almost like a storyboard. Yeah. You could just like pick up the manga and like flip through it from right to left, not left to right. Yeah, because I'm like, oh no, he died. Yeah. It's like a Pulp Fiction thing. Yeah. But I'm just like frame for frame, and even like the way they intro the story and everything that happens. I'm like, dude, I watched the anime and there was hardly any departure. Yeah. Even from like close-ups on the drawings to like some of the action that's happening. I'm like, it's just the only difference is there's more color and it's moving around. Yeah. And they kind of bring it to life, but it's very close. But I can see what you're talking about, like whenever they change from the book. Like I remember I read The Great Gatsby and then they redid it just recently and I'm like, why'd they leave some of this stuff out? Yeah. Like this seems kind of integral to the actual story. Yeah. And they just drop it. So I didn't know if they do that in the manga. Okay.
I will say real quick, with Bleach, Kubo is actually getting more time. Okay. And since he has a hand in anime, he's actually getting more time to fill out this last arc versus as when the manga was coming out, he was kind of rushed and he is kind of like sick too at the time. So he was just trying to get it done. Yeah. And so it kind of wrapped up quick, but with the anime, part 3 is about to come out. So it's actually giving him more time to like flesh out the storyline and give it the proper ending.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fire.
It's fire already.
All right. Keep going. Number 3. Kaiju number 8. Bah. Or in my heart, Kaiju number 1. Because he's the number 1 Kaiju, bro. Like this show, it's already done and wrapped up, and we're waiting on the next couple seasons, and it's only how many episodes was it? Like 8 to 10,
12.
It was
12, 13.
Okay, yeah. Some of these older animes, I feel like they're like 24 episode, and they're following an arc. It's not a season, but I
think like the newer ones are like 12 a little shorter,
which I really appreciate. I don't know what the turn was. TV shows have kind of gotten that way, where it's like, we're going to only give you 10 to 12 episodes. Yeah. That's all you need. But we're going to spend a lot of time on it. Yeah. And we're going to kind of like really like, delve into it and kind of like, and it feels like, I don't know. I've only been watching for, a year. Yeah. But like this show, Kaiju number 8 is, I mean, it was immediate for me. Like, watch the first episode, and I'm like, what's happening? Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And mark for a good show for me is that it's not predictable.
Yeah.
You know, like there are some shows that if it gets too formulaic and too predictable, then I find myself picking up my phone.
Yeah.
Or
not fully engaged.
I'm not fully engaged, or you know, like I'm just kind of like, you know, like seeing it, heard it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like for Kaiju number 8, it's just kind of like, you know, what's gonna happen, like who and where, and what's the story gonna be like, and I think the show with its with most of these anime shows, because they're so original in thought that I can't really predict where they're going. But this one especially, though, like, you know, you gotta love Kafka.
Yeah.
You gotta love some really good, fun characters that have, you know, background and development, and they're rounded, and it's just like, it's rich and full of attention.
Yeah.
And you can feel that in the show. And also, you know, explosions.
Yeah, explosions. Come on. Who doesn't like explosions?
It would be higher if his face wasn't his face. You know, his monster face. Yeah. You know, it's just like the way they imagine. Like, I mean, of course, it's got to go back to the manga. You know, you can't, like, I don't think they're going to redraw the face when it comes to the... not fully in love with the way they the way they imagine his face. Yeah. And that's just the creator, and it's fine because that's just the choice they made.
Yeah.
There's a thing, okay, I don't know if you've ever seen, a real quick aside, Predator. Did you ever see the Predator movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Did you ever see
Kill
me. Do it. The original Predator. Did you ever see
the Prey? Was it Prey? Prey was the prequel, right?
No. I'm talking about like if you go back, you can find it online.
The drawings?
The drawings, and they even like shot video. Yeah. Like they had this, like, you know, because they did it with like, it's like a green screen, but he was red.
Yeah.
And the original looking Predator, the guy who like designed the Predator, the first time, he looks like a lobster ant looking thing. No good. And they got Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. He's in the suit. He's like, oh, I'm going to be in this movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like, nah, here, put this helmet on.
Put this helmet on.
He's like, what am I? He's like,
crab.
Yeah, crab. But what am I, an alien crab? And it's not good. And they're trying, and they tried their best, and it's no good. And so they get somebody else to come in and redesign and reimagine the Predator. And that's the Predator we have today. And it's so good. It's like, the way they imagined the Predator, it's like it's quintessential. Yeah. And so like there are some things that happen like that. Even like with the new Spider-Mans, there's some characters, or there was some not Tobey Maguire. What's the other one? Andrew Garfield. There's some of the characters in there that I'm just like, they could have reimagined that a little bit better, or like, you know, like just their take on it. Just those kind of things. So like, you know, Kafka, when he turns into his kaiju form, I'm just kind of like, but still great. Yeah. I've gotten over it. I love it. And also, there's a lady with a tiger in her apartment, and she just lives with it.
Straight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, but she's doing it right, though.
She's doing it right.
All right. We talked enough. Number 2, this is the manga that I picked up, and I flipped through it, and I'm like, this is straight out of the show.
Out of the show.
And it's a lot of people's number 1, I bet. Or... right?
Or at least in like top 3.
Top 3? Yeah. Would we consider it new big 3?
Yeah.
Right? It has to be new big 3, right? Yeah. And we could talk. You could listen back to the other animes or podcasts to know what big 3 is. I'm still learning. I'm
Slaying Through the Snow. It's going to be this episode.
I'm using these words like as if I know. Demon Slayer. It's so good. The bad guy's a smooth criminal. Yeah. The smoothest criminal. And I mean, it has everything. It really is like so good. Like from the way it's drawn, the fight sequences, the storyline, the heart in it, the perseverance. It just like has everything. It really
the animation style is so crisp and clean especially when it comes to the fight scenes. Yeah. So well done.
Crispy. Yo.
Like
some of the kids would say, it's pretty skibbity toilet. I don't know. I have no idea what that means. I don't think they know what that means, but
you're just making up words.
Yeah, it's Skibbity Ohio.
Skibbity Ohio? No, I think Ohio's bad.
I don't know. I would think toilet is bad. Or is it good? How bad do you have to go? All right. Demon Slayer. So good. Number one.
One, guys.
And you know, you don't have to spend as much time on your top 10 as I did. I'm really slowly. Of course, number one is gonna be Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling.
It's
yeah.
What can you say? It as soon as it dropped, you know, you recommended it to me, and before you even did, I had somebody.
Other people.
They were already like, "Hey, have you seen Solo
it.
Leveling?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, it's the first episode. I'm barely even." I mean, I'm getting this stuff spoon fed to me like a baby from Joe Angel. He's like, "Here you go. Here's a little bit of anime for you.
Here comes the choo choo train.
Here's a little kaiju number 8." And and I was just like, "Is it overhyped?" And it lives up to the hype, which is crazy because, you know, like, for the most part, people like will recommend things, but it's just like, oh, that's just out of their own
personal taste.
Yeah, their own personal taste. But not only is it like not overhyped, but it's like very well executed and, you know, beloved for a good reason. And it's anticipating the next season, and it just it does a lot of things for me as a noob. I think I need explosions.
I need my attention span's only so long.
Yeah, I mean, make a short season, make a short episode, put some killer music in it.
Killer music. Give me a cat walking around the neighborhood in the background.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just like real, you know, some relaxing moments, and then not so relaxing. I mean, go back and watch this show and listen to our podcast, Solo Leveling. It's good. So good.
All right. Now, my top 10. So, like I said, mine's going to be a little bit more...
I started listing yours as mine. Like, man, my taste has really changed.
So, it's going to be... It'll seem a little more drastic. All right, so my number 10 is Odd Taxi.
Love it.
Love it. Love the mystery of it. Love the oddness of it. It's wild. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
That was one that was recommended to me by a friend. So
it was newer for you and made the top 10.
Yeah, and made the top 10.
Let me ask you real quick: do you think it's in your big top 10, like your actual top 10 outside of this, or does it get pushed out?
It might get pushed out.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Like that. Number 9, Devil is a Part-Timer. That one, loved it. It's so good.
Reverse Isekai.
I have read the manga on that one, and dude, I tell you, there's a twist in the middle.
You told me this, and I need to get back to it just so I can.
It is wild.
Yep.
All right, and then number 8, Nisekoi.
This one's near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
Right, because it goes way back.
Yeah, this one goes way back. This one I found, like I said, I found on my own. This actually might have been one of the first ones. It was on Netflix.
Slice of Life.
When Netflix came out.
Yeah.
It was like as an app. It was on there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
They've gotten more into more anime, and they're doing more, like, not original, but like they're doing their own Netflix presents kind of anime stuff. Yeah. So they're getting into it.
Yeah. So number 7, Demon Slayer.
People are gonna slap you for that one. It's so low.
Hey, I know the ending of it.
Okay.
So I can ruin it for them.
Yeah, don't come for Joe Angel. He'll spoil some stuff for you.
I'll ruin your life. Which, by the way, real quick, so this arc's done. It's over. So the next phase, it's going to be in 3 movies.
I've heard about this. That's wild. Yes. I don't know. I've maybe chatted with like 1 or 2 people who are both excited for it and then also hate the idea of it.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like Mugen Train was. Mm-hmm. Mugen Train kind of took place where season 2 would have been.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it because I know what happens at the end. So I feel like if they do it right with these 3 movies, it'll be like well done.
I mean, I'm excited for it because then I don't have to watch 24 episodes per season, bro.
Watch that's 1 movie at a time. That's all I need.
That's 3 seasons and 3 movies.
If you get sell movies, it'll be
hey. Just get movies. You hand me a book, I'm like, is there a movie about this? No, I forget about it.
All right, number 6 is the Dragon Ball Z Bridge Special. Like I said, I love those guys. Team 4-Star. You could tell how much they love Dragon Ball Z.
Loved it.
It's just one of those things.
That was one of our Christmas specials?
Yeah, it's our Christmas special.
Yeah, go back and listen to that one. That's hilarious.
And then number 5, Zom 100.
Zom 100. Did you do the manga? Have you read that?
Yeah, I'm caught up on the manga.
And it's ahead of what we've just...
Yeah, it's way ahead.
Okay.
So good. Dude.
So good.
Gosh, I just read the latest chapter. Which, by the way, if you do want to read these mangas, go to Viz Manga app or Shonen Jump Manga app. You could read all of these, guys. They're up to date. So it's not only these ones; they have other new ones. I saw a couple that just dropped on there that I'm probably gonna start reading.
Yeah,
they look pretty good.
Is it when you're in the app? Do you like turn the page like a turning the?
It'll tell you if you swipe the other way. It'll tell you wrong way.
You're still swiping that way. What does it matter? It's just a page. You can just scroll up and down if you want.
You still have to swipe. How you read
Oh my gosh. By the way, real quick, Psalm 100. It's so inspirational.
Dude,
it makes you want to like be a better person.
The idea behind it's so good.
It's
just
so good.
like, what would you do at the end of the world? I'm gonna live my life at the end of the world.
Ours are pretty close, by the way, on our list. All right.
And number 4, Comey.
Was it number 1 when we last?
Yeah, it was both our number 1s when we last did it.
Okay.
But like I said, I've caught up on the manga on this one too.
Uh-huh.
So like I said, it's in its final days right now. So I'm kind of like torn on that. But all good things must come to an end sometimes.
Do we
guys.
see Comey's final form? Does she like transform, bro?
She finally transformed into a cat.
to an actual cat. She's got those ears every now and then.
Oh, number 3, FLCL, guys.
That one is wild.
This
When I
one-
asked you like some of the weirdest ones, I would expect that one to come up as that weird.
You know what? It wasn't that weird at the time. when
At
I
the
watched
time?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, it was a near dear one to my heart. It's one of the ones that's actually in my top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, outside of this.
Outside of this,
Okay.
and it's like me and my friends know it and watch it, and we just like we'll say one quote and then we'll just like go quote an entire scene.
It does have some
Yeah.
silly craziness.
Number 2, of course, my boy, the Ichigo, Bleach.
Top
Near
big 3.
and dear. Near big 3.
Is it actual
big 3?
Actual
near
big
and dear to
3.
my heart. And like I said, the manga,
And they're back.
back
After
part
how
3
long?
Spice Cord. It was a long time.
It was
dude.
18. No, it's like 10,
10
12
years. Something. Yeah, it was around
something
there.
crazy.
Yeah. I waited a long time for this.
Yeah, I know a lot of other people that are super excited,
Yeah.
hyped on it, and were like pleasantly,
Good. Love it.
returned.
Yeah. And number 1, we got my new main man's Kafka. Kaiju number 8, guys.
Yes.
I'm caught up on the manga on this one too. I'm reading it. Dude, it's so
Okay, where does
good.
this fall in your top 10 outside of this?
Outside of this,
You think it's even number 1 there, or is it?
it'll be top 5 for sure.
Okay, top 5 for
Yeah.
sure. That's pretty
But
good.
yeah.
I mean, this show.
Like I said, I love Kafka. I love his relationships with like Kyoru, with Reno, with Miwa. Like I love the storyline where it's at right now. And I'll just throw it out there, guys. Me and Kafka are the same age, so I think that's why I relate to him so
They call
well.
him an old man, by the
Yeah.
way. Come on,
Dude,
man.
but it's just like he's a guy that he's literally on his last run. Like this is it. This is all or nothing right now.
Speaking of inspirational,
Yeah.
like, he is,
Like,
just a regular dude trying to do it up.
Yeah. He's failed the test so many times, and then he got one more chance,
Mhm,
by a miracle, and now he's like
Yeah.
doing it.
It'll get you in the feels a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, like I said, the manga, dude.
When are they gonna come out with another season?
It's greenlit. It's
They
probably
gotta
gonna
just
take a while.
produce
Probably
it.
be next year, maybe.
Take your time, it's fine.
Yeah,
but
take your
hurry up.
time.
But hurry up though.
Make it good, but hurry.
yeah, make it good, but hurry up.
All right.
Where are we on time? What do we got?
So we got time for 1 or 2 more questions.
Okay.
So real quick, out of all this stuff, what was one that you were surprised that got you liking it?
Odd Taxi.
All Taxi.
Without a doubt. We've watched a couple kind of slice of lifey stuff that I was kind of like, I'm not gonna name any names like Lucky Star, but I'm just like, I don't know if I can get in on this. Like, it's only, and I don't know if this is like offensive to people if I say it's too weeby. But I'm going to say it though.
Go ahead and say it.
But like, Odd Taxi just seemed. We talked about it, and some of the stuff that you had told me about how like some of the background that they did, where they had like spinoffs,
Yeah.
and they had not podcast, but like where they had the pin recordings. What was?
Oh
that
yeah,
from?
yeah. It was kind of like a podcast, but it was more of like an audio story.
Yeah, an audio story, which
Yeah.
is like wild to think that they would be so like in depth and so like invested in this
Yeah.
show, where it's not just a show.
Yeah, it's more.
It's a bigger. There's a bigger universe, and the show was. It felt like not a whole lot was happening, but I was just so enthralled by it. I was so like captured by it that I'm just like and I have continued to watch it, and I'm waiting for the resolve. I'm kind of like
Yeah.
I don't binge things like some people do.
Yeah.
Where they're just like tear through it. You know what I'm saying? Like most anime watchers do though, don't they?
Yeah, as soon as like if the season drops all together,
they'll sit and you just tear through it.
Through it.
And you're like, what happened? I don't know, man, but it was good.
It was good.
Oh, it was so good.
I haven't slept in 3 days, but it's good.
I don't know what happened the second episode, but I saw it. It felt like it was good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like really kind of slowly digesting this one, and I'm surprised because, like we said, I need explosions, and there hasn't been a whole lot. But I'm just like, I'm here for it. I'm here for the story. I'm here for the mystery. There's something going on, and I love the character. I kind of, I'm not that old, but we talk about I think I've always kind of been an old man.
Yeah.
And I really like, Otokawa is a bit of a kindred spirit of mine. Like I can kind of feel where he's coming from a lot. He's like, this is.
Are you the walrus, bro?
Yeah. I mean, I am the walrus. I get what he's talking about, and pleasantly surprised by that show. Yeah. Is there a show that you've recommended to me that are you starting to get kind of like my taste, or kind of like I know that Sal will kind of enjoy this?
Starting to kind of get a feel.
Starting to get a feel because I think maybe from the outside looking, and maybe you could probably see a little bit better than I can.
Yeah.
Because I'm like this close to it. You know? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I will and will like this. Who knows? But because you know the entire story and you know the arc and you know my background.
Yeah. I know your heart's desire.
He needs this, and Sal needs fire,
and it has a star in it.
It's got 4 little girls. They have pink, purple, blue hair. Okay. Also, are there any shows that you recommend to me that I don't like? That you kind of like? Here's the thing. Sometimes. You like we share shows just in general, not just the anime, but like
we share this stuff.
The same thing for people that are in your life. You go, oh dude, you need to watch this movie, and then you watch the movie with them, but you don't watch the movie. You watch them watch the movie, and you're like,
try to see.
You're right. This is the part. Look, and then you're just like, this is boring, and you can kind of. You want them to like it because you like it so much, and you want that connection. Is there any of these shows or animes that I've kind of like, meh, and you're like, dude, you got to give it more?
Yeah.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
Does that happen with me, or does that happen with other people where you're just like, because I know that you try to be like real diplomatic and go, it's fine. You're still new to this whole thing. But also, Sal,
come on.
Come on,
doing,
dude.
Man?
Like,
don't be that
is there
guy.
list in here? Where's the show in here out of all of our 50 or 40 that you're just like, dude?
Like, there's some that I want you to like because I like.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that like I said, I have my taste pretty set. I can kind of figure out your taste, so I kind of get where it might fall for you before we watch it. But like with other people too, I know what they like. I know, their kind of shows and what they watch. Yeah. So I kind of push certain shows on them as far as recommending goes, because I know, they'll like this versus that's something like, because it all depends on, because like, it's like what we're doing right now. For the anime. It's getting you into like showing you what it's up. But with other people, it's all like, I know they're not going to watch this at all, so I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah. Okay, so what should be in my top 10? That's in your 10. That you think that's not in my 10, that you go, Sal, this isn't in your 10, it's in my 10, but it should be in yours. Like, you need to keep watching this. Like, Devil is a Part-Timer. Odd Taxi could definitely be in there.
Yeah.
Or one that I didn't even list. One that I didn't even list.
I really feel like you should put FLCO in
there. Okay. Good.
That's like I said, because that one, like I said, it's just it's one that's in mine outside of this.
I think I watched 2 episodes, but I could keep going, especially because it's short too, right?
6 episodes. Man.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, the music's so dope in it too. Like
I really did enjoy it. Yeah. All right, I like that. Yeah. Recommended. Put it on the list. I always say that. I say that, and I actually do put it on the list. So like, I'm gonna go ahead and here. Look. Here we go.
Put it on there.
Look at this.
Finish.
And I'm using a different pencil.
You are.
I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm in it for the long haul.
In it for the long haul. You can refill it now. All right.
Any other questions for me? And how are we doing on time? I'm looking at our producer.
Yeah.
Where is he at?
I think I'm done with my questions. Do you have one real quick?
Any more questions for you?
I think we covered my last question.
How can I phrase this, Joe Angel? Were you Was there ever a point when you were like embarrassed? I watched a little short clip. Of course, we all watch short clips.
Yeah.
I mean, real.
That's how we take in media.
TikTok. Yeah. if it's in 30 seconds, yes. If it's over a minute, forget about it. Leave that for the news.
Yeah.
But I watched a thing where this guy was like, we don't have to be embarrassed about being anime watchers anymore.
Yeah.
Because it is mainstream now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I wonder if Joe Angel was ever embarrassed. Were you ever embarrassed of like, I let somebody know that I'm like really big into anime, and they're gonna be like, oh, this guy watches cartoons?
Not really. Mostly just because I'm like, so I have a kind of vast plethora of like interests and hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always like sports. I've always been into sports and like playing football and stuff. So I had like my friends who were in football. We talked about sports a lot. I grew up in like the emo pop punk phase with like My Chemical Romance, stuff like that.
It's not a phase, bro.
It's not a phase. It was never a phase. So I have friends who were in that scene too. That we talked about music like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends who were in the anime. We talked about anime and Pokemon and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Video game friends, talking about games. So I've always, because I was the Power Ranger kid when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like I would watch Power Rangers and doing the moves and stuff.
Kind of
like that.
already adjacent into it.
Like all my how to draw books were like Dragon Ball Z stuff, Pokemon stuff. So I like
you were doing it.
Yeah, I was doing it. I really was. And then plus too, back then too, I looked more like a gangster, so nobody was ever really.
They ain't gonna make fun of you. It has become truly mainstream now. That like. I mean, I watched, there's like an Olympic runner who carries a Pokemon card in his smock, like as he runs, and will pull it out. And I don't know if it's the same one or if it's changed.
Yeah, like I said, anime's gotten more mainstream, more like popular, more accepted almost. Because even if there's like certain athletes too, if you know animes, they'll do like hand signs, like from One Piece or from their stances in there that athletes would do, from Attack on Titan, from like any other anime. Like we've talked about in our Blue Lock episode, the actual Japanese team made one of their jerseys in honor or kind of based off of the Blue Lock anime manga.
So mainstream. Dude. It's so much more mainstream in Japan that it would be cool if it could be that way here.
Did Macy's Day Parade have a Goku float one year?
Oh wait.
I think they did.
Was that AI or was that real? I feel like they did too.
Yeah.
I feel like there wasn't like a.
I feel like he was in it.
I think he was. Yeah. So there you go.
Let's know in the comments if you remember the Macy's Day Parade here.
Was there
a Goku one?
Yeah. I feel like I feel like I saw it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm imagining it, but I could be just like.
Mandela effect.
Nothing is real. We can't. If we ask somebody from the internet to go, hey, was there? And they'll just like CGI or AI.
It was real.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not real.
Yeah, I got a picture of it right here. Like, I can't trust that picture. How many fingers does it have? It's got like 6 fingers. I would like for it to become more mainstream in America. I don't know if it'll ever get to that same level as it is in Japan.
Yeah, because like in Japan, they actually have slots on actual like television, like TV shows. Like there's actually comes on channels. And stuff.
It's on ABC. It's on Channel 5.
Yeah, versus here, the news. It's like you get one channel maybe, and it's only at like midnight.
Yeah,
or certain times.
Yeah. It is not. It's not to that level. Nah. And then I don't know if it's going to take to where like maybe America is producing their own.
Yeah. Which there have been some that like have been made in America. Mm-hmm. That is anime. But that's a whole another topic that we'll get into later.
Yeah, we'll have to
pin that.
I mean, they've tried. I don't know if you've ever watched Neo Yokio. Don't. I mean, I don't want to bash, but that show's terrible. I don't want to say anything bad, but
Animatrix.
That was.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's American, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I liked some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because they had all the different like.
I like different variations and stuff.
Yeah, dude, that was kind of dope. That was American?
I think so.
Okay, we'll have to go back and look. Some of the, no, they went to Japanese studios. I was gonna say the Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah, they had like Japanese studios, but I think second season is when they started venturing out to other studios.
Yeah. I mean, give me another year, I'll be on weeb level, and then I'll start preaching the gospel of like. You know, like I'm gonna dye.
Give me one more year. Give me one more year to power up.
Yeah. I'm not in my final
Yeah.
form. Okay, I'll have curly hair, straight bangs, blue hair. I'll be wearing more than just this anime. Anime pod.
Check
shirt.
it out, guys. Be on the lookout.
This shirt won't be available, but that one will be.
This one right here will be.
You know, put on some anime
merch. Show support, guys.
Represent. Watch anime. Be kind to people. And you know what? Tell Takis to get at me, y'all.
Yeah, tell Takis.
That's my goal for next year.
Yeah.
We got another year.
We got a whole another year.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want us to be at level 10 by next year.
10.
I want to be probably like...
If not final form, third form.
I want to be 1,000 episodes deep into a show. Like, one show... Wait, let me think.
You got 1 year to catch up to One Piece.
That's my goal is to... I don't know how... I'm going to have to watch.
Like I said, Wit Studios reanimated it.
What, 3 episodes a day?
3 episodes a day.
If I get 3 episodes a day, I could probably catch up. So I gotta find
anime, One Piece in a year.
Yeah, I need an hour and a half a day of anime, and I can do it.
Yeah,
and on top of that, everything else.
Everything else.
Let's do it.
Right, guys. Well, we have done it. It's been a year, 52 episodes, guys. It's been wild. Look at the one. I'll probably have to zoom in on that.
Yeah, look at my hat.
Look at these hats we got.
We celebrate now her.
We celebrate our her. And to help us celebrate, give us those likes, give us those 5 stars, and share this podcast with your friends, guys. Because this is all about learning, loving, and sharing anime, guys. So if you're trying to get a friend into anime, show them our podcast. Say, hey, check these guys out. They're doing the thing. They're teaching you how to love it and watch it. And if there's a certain show that we've covered, give them that episode, guys. Just go to Spotify, hit the share button, send them that link. They'll be able to click it. It'll take us to the podcast. And then they can watch it, and then they'll be able to talk with it about you. And if there's a show that we haven't covered you want us to watch, drop it in the comments below, guys. Let us know. And it's not doesn't have to be a show. It could be a movie, because we watch movies too. We've had a couple of movie episodes where we've... our Mother's Day special, Father's Day special, Empire of Corpses was a movie. We did that for Halloween. That was a special.
Yeah, we've done 3 or 4 movies.
So, guys, we're always down to watch a movie and talk about it and review it and share it with y'all and share it with other people. And also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Meatpod, where you can find clips and stay up to date on stuff we got going on. And also, we'll let you know when these shirts come out and are available on there too. Yeah. So you want to be on the lookout for that, guys. And as always, keep being nice, keep being kind, and keep sharing anime, guys, because the world needs it. Yeah. All right. I'm Rachel. That's been my co-host Sal, and we will see you on the next one. Peace. Laters.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。